How you been, man? Thanks for inviting us.
For sure, man. The great legacy of R.A The Rugged Man is extensive, and I applaud you for staying at it. But we'll go to when I first remember. Me and Tony Touch used to go label hopping. He used to go buy vinyl, go get vinyl at record labels, and I remember you crossing the street with a Rolodex in your hand, like an actual Rolodex, and it stood in my mind because it just showed me like the hustle. The hustle didn't have to be comfortable to be doing. You was just really doing it.
I had a Rolodex even after they stopped when people were doing electronic shit. You know, I always get stuck in the old days. So I was like, I don't need an electronic phone. I don't need electronics. I got my Rolodex, you know, because, you know, I'm always, yeah, but here's a little bit of the collection. A lot of my collections in New York City. We can go in that
and I know, I'm sure. So, you know, you're someone with an extensive career, and this right here was taken. This is a photo that I keep here. It's a photo with Phife Dawg that was taken at a Jive event that you performed at. And this was early on in your career. And what I noticed then that I appreciated was that your angst, your energy was definitely different of that time, and of course celebrated later on. But how difficult was it for you to navigate being the dude?
Was that the Jive showcase that we started the riot at? Because I know Phife was hosting it. That was legendary.
So you know, hold on, because you make my hair stand up, because I remember this. I'm, you know, it's in there, and it was LOD, Keith Murray, and you rocked, and yes, it did get lunatic that evening, and this was not my introduction to you because I knew of you already, but of the energy that I was like, man, this is. I don't know if this is conducive to this personality, because everybody's so hard rock in that era, but it was a breath of fresh air for somebody like me who came up in the real hip-hop b-boy time where it was rough, but we were all maniacs anyway. But speak on that day if you can.
Nah, we just, you know, it was a Jive showcase. I was mad at the label. We had brought some hookers off the street. It was the time when 42nd Street, you could just get hookers off the street. And we said, hey, look, we're going to duct tape you and tie you up. Yeah, no problem. So we had some hookers duct taped and tied up, and the label was angry. And my boys were all drunk and throwing speakers at people. And then, yeah, it just turned into a whole riot. Everybody was rioting.
You know, and so, you know, that angle, and you was a visionary in that way, and also were you welcomed in kind of the realm of hip hop, and you know, what was that like navigating?
I was welcomed by a lot of the greats because I could spit really well, you know, so it's like
that matters.
They put me in the booth, they put me in the studio, and I could rhyme crazy. So a lot of people right off the bat was like, yo, you know, well, not everybody, you know, there was always people who you had to work a little hard to make them fuck with you, you know, like let's really, you know, go even harder. But yeah, like from the get, you know, even 14, 15, 16 years old, going through the neighborhood, rapping for Biz Markie, rapping for EPMD, rapping for Diamond Shell when he was on Cold Chillin'.
Yes.
You know, my engineer, you know, he was Charlie Murata's studio was JBC Force, you know, so, you know, I was rapping for all
was
these
exposed
guys that was already legends, you know, so you know, I was getting love early, and again, you know, it was a thing when I was, you know, I was 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. I was able to rhyme better than a lot of people for some reason. It was just a thing that I had, and so they used to take me from party to party and town to town and studio to studio, and you know, people be like, you know, there wasn't white kids really couldn't rap really great at the time, you know. I mean, I know people don't believe that, but it's true. There was a time when there wasn't a lot of great white rappers, you know. So there was another white kid in the town named Cap. He was MC Tone, and he rhymed on Biz Markie's album. He was half Puerto Rican, but white-skinned Puerto Rican, and his dad was Italian. But he looked like a white, so everybody said the white rapper, you know? But Cap was nice. I was about 13, he was about 15, and he was already down with EPMD and everybody. He took me up to a lot of places. But Cap was the first white kid that I was like, damn. We used to be like, they used to say Cap was like the mini Kane, and I was like the mini Biz Markie.
So you're coming up, and I'm sure all that kind of rhyming in front of dudes and getting their cosign builds your confidence, levels, and you definitely get signed. The jive happens. And one thing that really, of course, I'm going through all my gems right now as I've been putting this whole thing together, and I have a brand Nubian cassette case, and in it I have my Crustified Dibs cassette, and I was really stressed that I couldn't find it. However, of course, the gem we love to speak on is How'd You Nab. This is definitely prior to the notorious B.I.G. He was Biggie Smalls kind of coming into his own there. But what was not only that collaboration, but was it felt like two worlds coming together, or was it appreciated as one thing, a Brooklyn and a Long Island cat?
Nah, because you got to understand, Biggie was coming up at the same time. He was from my era. So you know how that goes. When people from your era are coming up at the same time, you're not like, oh, Biggie. It was like, It wasn't like if I was seeing Rakim or Chuck D or Kane or KRS-One. This was a peer that we didn't know what the future held for Biggie at the time. So you was like, yo, my man from Brooklyn could spit. Like you never thought I came up on 80s rappers. Those were all my idols. Everybody in the 90s, like I know they looked at they're bowed down to by everybody, but like the Nas's, the Biggies, the Wu-Tangs, those to me were people that were in the same era as me. So I'm not, I love them all, but it's just a different era, like my childhood idols, or who, just like the same way a kid who came up on strictly Nas and DMX, Nas, DMX, that's how I, when Grandmaster Caz could come to my video, Grandmaster Caz,
it was like mutual peers at that moment. And
anybody I worked with in the 90s, I was never like, whoa, this is good, because we was all the same, sometimes they'll spit like an unbelievable dope rap, and you're like, yo, that was, but still, my new album, Kool G-Rap, came on a new album, and he obliterated the whole track, and that's my idol. G-Rap's my idol. So that verse means more to me than any superstar, like from the 90s or 2000s. Anything,
right. And so I'm gonna go through the pages as you kind of like talk about it and kind of give me because I know you told me the story was crazy.
No. They wouldn't let me do what we wanted to do. They cut out all, I wanted drugs and heroin and hookers and insanity, but that one shot, I had, that was my idea. I stole it from Rudy Ray Moore, Petey Wheatstraw. In Petey Wheatstraw, Rudy Ray Moore was born as an 8-year-old kid. I said, yo, let's be born as just a grown-ass man. But so they put that in the cover, but then they censored the rest of the book and kind of just, I don't even know what's in it. But the artwork was good.
So what was we would talk about, I mean, we're gonna get into the horror, but what was the horror flick where there was like a 34-year-old man who came out of a woman? I could never remember that film.
Are you talking about Extra?
Extra, was it? It was like in a building and she was alone and she gave birth to a man?
Well, Extra, that happened in Extra. I don't know if that's the film you're talking about, but that happened in Extra, yeah.
On a personal note, I'm gonna go back to that because I remember that movie was dope to me.
Yeah, that scene's incredible and gross and horrible. I love Extra. It's an acquired taste. I played it for Afro. He usually likes my weird shit. He's like, I don't know if I was feeling that one. I'm like, you didn't feel Extra?
So you go out and you have your jive moment. Of course, were you the R.A I seen on stage at that time, like just across the board wilding out? And this is in retrospect, so it's,
no. I was young and crazy, you know, young and crazy. No chill and no. How do you keep your cool? What's that called when you temperament? I just This was a fucking emotional, crazy mess and meltdown anywhere. Put me anywhere. You know, I was a monster.
Yeah, I definitely had to be kind of reeled back into, you know, some realities too, because I was wilding in my time. But this was a great experience. And then you, it's probably weird to say a great experience because it really never materialized as a project. But and then you kept yourself going, and prior to the you know, leading up to the Nature Sound releases, what was that time like for you, and how were you staying, if positive, how positive? And
well, I wasn't positive at first, you know, because we were controlled by the record labels at the time. There was no internet. There was no like way to, you know, unless you had money to, you know, promote yourself in the streets, and you know, there was no way to do it except if you had backing from a label. If you didn't have a label, you were done. So when I spoke up against the labels and I fought with my labels, and what happened was, you know, I had a 9-label bidding war. Every record label wanted me. I went to Jive, and then when I was leaving from Jive, the record label still wanted me. But then, you know, it's a small little classroom, the record business. You know, there's only a couple big guys, and they all sit down and go, "Hey, this guy's an asshole. You know, I know he's talented. I know you like his music, but this guy's an asshole. You know, we got R. Kelly, we got this person, we got this guy on Def Jam, this guy on Jive. Don't fuck with him. There's money to make without that asshole." You know, so you know, that's reality. That really happened. So then my reputation was destroyed. So you go, yo, should I fucking murder somebody? Like, should I literally murder somebody? You know, your brain goes there. You go, they destroyed my life.
It's your career.
I should go fucking murder somebody, you know? But then, you know, you go into a dark place and you contemplate all kinds of bad things happening. And some people go through with them, and then some people use their thoughts and try to figure out a plan, and you know, so I bring it up because and we'll get to the gems right after this, because Crazy Legs always told me in the early 80s when breaking was kind of like being phased out, like it wasn't in music videos much after. They kind of had a dark period where they started becoming stick-up kids, and you know, it's a reality to people who come in our time. We're crack era kids. You know, we have our own stories. So I know it wasn't an easy ride after that. Yeah. Oh, when you end up broke, you mean? After you have all this money coming in and everything's going good? Because I was broke my whole life, and then all of a sudden I got all these bidding wars and all these labels, and then all of a sudden they take all your money away from you and they tell you, oh, you're not allowed to make records no more.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with any of us. So, you know, and then all the rappers want to fuck with you, but then they were signed to major labels at the time. It was a different era. Like right now, everybody works with whoever they want. You're right. They put out whatever records they want. They, you know, hey, let's collab, and they just do it. But at that time, like I remember then, a few years went by. I started cleaning up my act. I started getting, I was still a mess, but I started getting buzz again. Started putting out my own 12 inches. The 12-inch singles would sell in Japan and all over the world on its own, without any promotion. And plus, guys like Stretch Armstrong would play it on Hot 97, and Pete Rock and Marley Marl would play the shit on Hot 97. So you'd be getting mainstream, you know, radio stations playing these little no-money vinyls that you'd put out. So labels start going, what? This guy's doing this all on his own again? What, you know? So, but then you go to Priority, and I remember even then I said, yo, like, let's do a joint with like MC Ren, because you guys are Priority, and Kool G Rap, and do like an old gangster beat with Kool. And they're like, well, nobody listens to MC Ren, nobody listens to Kool G Rap. Like, they wouldn't even let you do like, I'm talking about making a classic gangster record here. You know, this was like, what, 98 or something?
Yes,
like that.
In their wheelhouse.
Yeah, but in their world, you know, so they go, who you want? And then they go, well, JT, I think this is 2000 now, JT Money does all the best hooks. do JT Money, and Master P is blowing up. Now Master P and JT Money, and you know, they don't even want you to rap with anybody you want to rap with, you know?
Right.
And I'm no disrespect to JT Money. He did do good hooks or whatever, but you know, I was trying to get G-Rap, you know?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Well, to let everybody viewing know, this is Show Off Your Gems. I'm Destroy, that gentleman right there being amazing. His name is R.A The Rugged Man, and this is the show where people show off their hip-hop gems and more. So, R.A., this is your moment, your platform. You could turn the camera around as you're going through items and explaining.
You know the kid Sam Sleazy, right?
Yes.
Everybody from the 90s knows Sleazy. He's a dope dude, you know. He's just down with every 90s rapper in the history of Earth, you know. And he has my collection right now. I got VHS, I have DVD. My whole collection's in Valhalla, New York, you know. And I'm in Berlin, Germany right here. So all I could do is I was able to pull out some Blu-rays I have here.
That's good. That's fine.
You know, so I got the Blu-ray stash right here. You know, we got the whole stash right there. Boom, a lot of titles. You know, but I mean, I got. Remember? Did you ever see this movie? You know, I got the classic Willie Dynamite, the Mutilator.
The Mutilator.
Last Tango. Dial in for Murder, and my TV's 3D. I can watch it in 3D.
Now, I want people to remember this perspective, that you have it in Blu-ray, but you remember the big boxes, right?
Got all the big boxes, yeah. It came from out. I got my boy directed this movie, Cub. This is a Boris Karloff film. The guy who directed this, he died young. He died really young.
Now
and he died of AIDS. The guy that directed this one. This is Mario Bava. I got this guy. I didn't see this film, but the artwork was so dope. You see the artwork there?
Yes.
And the guy that did this artwork, he did the artwork on my album, All My Heroes Are Dead. He's such a dope guy. His name is Dude Designs, you know? So,
yeah. I admire that. So when you were younger, were you just in the crib zoning out on all of these?
Yeah.
Well, were you a video store kid? What was going on?
I was a video store kid. Yeah, I lived in the video store. I lived at the movie theater. You know, I lived at the video store and the movie theater since I was like a little kid. You know, I did sneak into 3 movies in one day type of kid. You know.
Yes.
That's sexploitation. Yo, this movie now, Jekyll and Hyde together again. He's a cokehead. Dr. Jekyll. He goes crazy, snorts coke, becomes a disco guy, gets gold chains and a hairy chest. Red shoes, you know that one. Here, you know this one from our era, Revenge of the Ninja.
For sure. Woo! Now, you ever had a phase where you ever owned Ninja Stars?
Yeah, of course. We made our own nunchucks, fake ass nunchucks, you know, out of broom handles and yeah, you order the Ninja Stars and daggers. You try to throw them into the fucking trees and shit. And the Ninja Stars, you always try to throw them into the tree. It takes you forever to figure out how to even do it. You try to sharpen it. All right, I got it in the tree finally, you know. But them damn nunchucks, that was when we was kids. We run around with the nunchucks.
So here you are growing up with these, getting into it. You're not just naturally watching. You're actually really fanning out over it, and it opens a whole other sensory for you. And that's what made you kind of put it into your look, your image with Crustified Dibs. Now, why Crustified Dibs and not R.A The Rugged Man?
Well, I don't know, because R.A The Rugged Man just sounded like a superhero to me. It sounded dated, you know, at the time. You know, now fucking 30 years later, I still got the goddamn name, you know? So I was like, you know, Cypress Hill, these guys have names. And so I thought of the worst name of all time, you know? Crustified Dibs. Oh, come on. I'd be overthinking shit sometimes, you know, hurting myself.
So then we coming into an era in the mid 90s and late where there's dominated with Stretch Armstrong going in on the thug rap as we got to notice and see and feel. Did you start feeling like you no longer belonged, or you were kind of like, let me do my own wave because that's what's happening over there?
Nah, I just felt like I could rhyme better than everybody in my head. You know, rappers have egos, so that, you know, if you rhyme and want to rhyme, I could fit in because I rhyme. You know how that is. So
Yeah.
so you have to go. You know, so nobody could tell me nothing. Nobody could tell me that anybody could rhyme better than me. You know the rapper shit.
For sure.
You know?
And you definitely benefited from keep showing. You definitely benefited from having the ability to perform and do shows, and that's been well always to see you out there performing. Now, what gave you the confidence to step into on the film side, to get behind the camera and put it down on paper?
I always loved film, so you know, what? Film directing almost happened by accident because when you don't have a lot of money, you know, you end up editing and shooting your own videos and writing your own concepts. And, you know, when you get a little bit more team behind you, you can have other people do it. But like when you're one man gang, you have to do everything yourself. So then when you start filming and this and that, you go, I could kind of handle some of this stuff. So, yeah, you go, okay, let's shoot a film. Let's, you know, I actually, my plan was to do 200 shows before this Corona shit happened. You know, I figured I'd drop the album. You know, the world loved the album. Now they want me all over the can't tour. And then, you know, but no, and so I'm not crying. But, you know, and then after that, you know, go to Belgium. I was planning to go to Belgium and shoot a film. My guy Jonas really has a lot of dope people in his corner, and I think he would help me with that if I had some funding, you know. Fellini, Satyricon, Pieces. You remember this one, right?
Yes.
the slogan, you don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. I like soft shit too. This is a 3D musical called Kiss Me Kate. I watch it with my kids a lot. You know, they like monsters too, but sometimes I hit them with a little soft, nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't like them. I like his films. Polanski's Macbeth. You know.
Now, did you get? I mean, I'm sure you don't. I'm not saying you have it. Damn, man, you showing me some classics that. So, like, one of the first things when I was a kid, I used to go to the video store to clean the floor. You know, just to act like I worked there. But you know, I'd end up when I started learning about boosting polo, I started going to the video store and taking the covers to the VHS.
You were a better kid than me because I used to go to the video stores and be like, hey, listen, when you're done with the cardboard Freddy Krueger, you know, because they'd get the cardboard Freddy, you know, as an advertisement, to be like the size of you, you know, be like 5 foot tall.
Yes.
So I wouldn't steal it. I'd just be like, hey, can I write my name on the back? And when, you know, that movie's old, can I bring it home? And they're like, yeah, sure. We just throw the garbage. So, you know, I used to get the, you know, I didn't boost those, you know.
Wow. You had a nice logic. I could have probably just did that. So now you're in Berlin, Germany, and you know you're out there, and there are a couple of artists who definitely out there. Why you boogied out of Long Island, and I salute everybody.
98, but I still rep it, you know, like I still rep Long Island, yeah, even though I don't live there. But yo,
that's good.
This is the movie where the woman gives birth to a grown man.
Yes.
This one, I just watched this recently. The witch that who came from the sea. I watched it, and it's really disturbing one. It's like really psychological. Yeah, because it's more psychological. It's not gross. It's like, you know, this woman is psychologically destroyed from her family, like from her father in her childhood. So, you know, and there's a really creepy scene where like the father, the little girl comes home from school and goes to put her freaking her jacket in the closet, and her father's just like this sailor, and he's like naked in the closet, like like. So it was like really, I was like, oh, that's the sickest shit ever, man. You know?
So besides the horror films, what, like, you know, a hood dude, and I never wanted Pretty Woman to end. You know, what was that one romantic comedy that R.A probably considered in his life?
What's a romantic comedy that I definitely like a romantic comedy, but right now you stump me because I got all these weird movies.
What keeps your battery fired up to keep going out there and creating music?
I don't know. It's all I know how to do. So if I'm gonna do anything in life, you know, I'm gonna make music, and if I'm gonna make music, I'm gonna do it top tier level, or there's no reason to do it. So I don't really know what motivates me. It's just like, this is what I do. I'm an bucket song. I'll be in it till my fucking raps, till my heart stops, you know? So if I'm a competitor and I want to continue to be relevant and continue to have my fans appreciate the music, you have to step it up. You can't just be like, all right, I'll do the same record I did last year and put out another, you know. You got to go, no, you got to come when they hear it. They're like, wow, we waited, but this is the shit, you know? And the response to this record, every single fan, like
yes,
I don't have one fan that isn't happy with the record. I did my job for the fans, you know. The only people you get hate from is like, you know, Stans and Drake fans and Kanye fans, like, you know, but like hip hop heads, and, you know, they really, really, really love the record, you know, love it. I was very happy with the reaction to the damn album, you know.
Yeah.
So
the artwork's amazing, as you show this, you know, a project, a film, that the cover was done by the same gentleman. But feature-wise, what keeps you? What you made it happen for on the feature end, and you know, you have the stamina, which is great too.
Yeah, well, you see, the features I do vary. So it's like, I'll do a knowledge joint with a dude like specifically does knowledge joints. You know, I'll go in there with like a Mortal Technique, and I'll be like, look, this is a Mortal Technique world. You know, a lot of people can't write knowledge rhymes, you know,
right?
A lot of people can't write a knowledge rhyme, one of the best of the knowledge rhyming, you know. Go, okay, the Young Kid Afro could flow faster than everybody and all those wild flows. A lot of people can't do the knowledge rhyme and then bounce and do the fastest flow out there. And then a lot of people can't go, okay, we're going to go from that world to do a song with atmosphere, do a fun relationship throwback. Like, you know, I like to show that I can enter any world and rhyme any style and compete on a level with every type of rhyme style, no matter whose rhyme style or subject matter. I could write any subject. I could, you know, flows that nobody ever flowed before. I could do, you know, that's my job, is to be a competitor, you know. So our job is to compete with the best out there at whatever they do, you know. Yeah.
And I appreciate you sharing that, and definitely everybody who is here making sure they move forward and cultivate a movement with this project. Now, I'd like to ask you, I know you've been interviewed several times. What is one of the most provocative stories you enjoy telling?
Back in the day when people used to come up to me in the street and be like, "Yo, I like your shit," I would feel kind of annoyed and awkward. You know, just, meanwhile, those are the people that are supporting you and helping your career build. But I used to kind of be like, leave me the fuck alone in my head, you know, in the 90s, because I guess I had so much anger and self-hatred that, you know, fuck everybody, you know, and some people coming up to you in the streets, you know. Now it's like my daughter, she gets excited when people, she's only 4, but like when people be like, "Hey, I love your music," she'd be like, "That's my daddy. That's my daddy. Daddy, he loves your music." You know, so like, it's like, now when I walk outside, I hope people come up to me and recognize me, you know, in front of my kids, you know, because, you know, it's cool for them. They like that, you know. Me, I was like, get the fuck out of here, you know. But now I'm like, damn, man, nobody recognized me today. I'm with my kids. Somebody better recognize me.
Yeah,
You know?
I dig it. Well, R.A, listen, I appreciate you coming on to the show. Before you continue, I just want you to, if you can, share something positive to the people who are viewing, who are watching, who are enjoying your success and your career. You know, just leave us off on a positive note.
Yeah, you know, it's you know, I'm just happy the world likes the record. You know, and back in the day, I didn't care what nobody thought. But now it's like when you build a fan base and people are relying on you to, you know, they're waiting and they can't wait. And it's like, and they really support you. And they, you know, I take a long time to put out hits. So when they're supporting you through these long slumps of not putting out whole entire, I mean, I do tons of features. They get like 4 or 5 new songs I'm on every year. You know, it's not like that, but they don't get full complete albums. So, you know, you kind of have that weight on your back. Like, yo, you better deliver to these people because they really love you and they really are relying on you to give them something that they love. So the fact that the fan response was so ridiculously dope. Like I really don't barely see any hate from, like, I don't see any hate from my fans. Like usually when I drop something, you'll hear, well, this song or that. Like I hear no comments. Like you can't. I listen to every song from beginning to end. Every song beginning to end, masterpiece. Every song. It's like, yo, this shit is so sick. And you'd be like, what's your favorite song? And everybody got a 50 million songs. I can't pick one. I need 7, and then the rest is great too. And blah blah. And it's like, the response is great, so I did my job because the fans, you know, that, like I said in the intro to the song, I said, for every fan who said my music saved their life, this is for you. Woo! Without the love from fans, I'd be dead. You saved my life too. You know, it's like I live through the fan. Like when I'm like, yeah, there's nights I want to fucking kill myself. I want to fucking die. And I walk out to the fucking stage, and there's hundreds of screaming people that tell me they love me and they love, and you know, and they, you know, you give them a hug and they're fucking crying and they're telling you their life stories and their tragedies, and it's like, yo, like 10 minutes ago backstage, I wanted to put a bullet in my head, and then these people say they save your life. The fans save your life, and that's true, you know.
It's definitely great energy. I definitely want to thank you so much, R.A. You've been someone who throughout my life being in this game, who made me smile when I seen any visual that you were a part of or just knew your presence was near. I knew it was authentic, and I salute that authenticity.
Yo, why you look the same age as you did at the Jive Showcase 30 years ago? I didn't see you at the Jive Showcase, but as long as I knew you look the fucking same age. You look like a 14-year-old.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I know you're out there. You're tired. I want you and all of hip hop that is in here right now. We want to send you all great energy so that you feel better when you wake up tomorrow, my brother. Thank you.
Right, thank you. All right, peace.
All right. Where you watching from? I know you're like, where? Arizona? Where you at?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. I knew it was somewhere that wasn't New York. So that's a beautiful thing. So, you know, tell us, man. Heavy hitters, let's go.
Heavy hitters, Shade 45 and all that. So I'll just go real quick. So here's all the hip hop variants, the Marvel hip hop variants, right?
Yes.
Okay. Real quick. All the G.I. Joes.
Hold on. Don't go real quick. There's no rush.
Oh, I don't know how much time I got. So
no, because the thing is that people come on and they rush through it, and I don't want them to rush through it. We got to appreciate that. I'm sure you got stories. Go.
Here, you got, you know, of course, the Funkos.
Now, hold on. You had levels on that first one. There was like 3 levels. Yeah, go to that. It was the WWF, I'm sure I seen.
Oh, that's over here.
Oh, well, wait. Don't even. You go. Take us on a ride. It's yours, Juggy. Show off your gems. Go for it.
We got the Sting. We got the Sting Grail right here because, you know, Sting's the GOAT. We got a bunch of the other guys. Okay. Kick you around. We did the Marvel variant. Right. Here's the G.I. Joe collection. A bunch of random toys. You know, we got the Aaron Judge action figure, of course. All the bobbleheads from different sports, games from all over the country. All-star games, randoms. Of course, we got the starting lineup. Of course, right? Okay, we got the Funkos. We got the Funkos. We got this right here though. The ODB Pro Kids.
What did you just say?
ODB Pro Kids. Remember when Dame Dash bought Pro Kids?
Yes, I know.
And ODB was on Rockefeller, and they did this, and they did the Dipset joints. Brand new, never wore them. Still got the.
Please put that in the light. Let us appreciate what you're showing us right here, right now. He is showing us a pair of ODB Pro Keds. Dame Dash at the time purchased Pro Keds and did an ODB edition.
Yes, sir. You got the dust. You got the heavy dust on there.
Nah, that's cool, brother. We know it's real.
All right, I'm going to show you one of my grail pieces. So we got the Mobb Deep Hell on Earth banner, right? From Loud Records.
Yes.
One of my boys came through here about a couple of years ago. Was like, dang, you still got one of those. That's crazy. Anyways, a few years fast forward, Prodigy passes away. My boy calls me and says, absolutely.
Wow.
So, and I told him, I was like, yo, Havoc can have it. He can have it. Havoc can have it. Alchemist can have it. Whoever can have it. Like, this is more important to them than it is to me. And, you know, I was like, I don't even want anything. Havoc can just have it. And they're like, nah, he wants to give it back to you. Like, you're a fan. Like, you had this. Like,
right. And I remember they had, like, prior to stepping in to see Prodigy, they had, like, a kind of, like that. Like, just a bunch of memorabilia there.
Yeah. And this, I guess this was one of the only, like, promo items that Havoc didn't keep. Like, he did. So I was like, just let him have it. At this point, I don't even want him to have it. He for some reason, he didn't want it back. So it was sent back to me, and I was like, all right, well, I got a piece of hip hop history. I'll take it.
Wow. That's crazy.
So you got the Master P doll underneath.
Come on, bro. You need some light in your house.
Sorry. Master P.
Yeah, let us see that. There you go. Yeah.
Before, when you squeeze it, it doesn't do it anymore because it's like 20 years old. He used to say, make him say,
Yes.
And then, I got to show you this. This is like my little R.I.P. corner.
Ooh.
And then you got Macho Man in the back, too, you know, overlooking everybody.
Got the Dilla, got the Sean P.
Rock Raider.
Wow. Yeah.
Right here.
Because you're talking about Rock Raider and funerals and stuff. I cried at this one because I seen Busta Rhymes, super fan of his, and then when he spoke, you're so used to hearing Busta Rhymes speak so like very, very strong, and then to hear him speak at Rock Raiders wake, it was like a different energy, and I just balled out. But this was from Raiders.
Oh man. Yeah.
So yeah, that's really dope. Those right there, what you guys are looking at, are the Old Dirty Bastard ODB Pro Keds. ODB Pro Keds that say it's the Rock. Old Dirty Bastard Pro Keds, brother. You came up.
They weren't even my size. I just bought them because they had them. I'm 11 and a half. Like,
smart.
Guys, I'll just take them anyways.
You're a smart dude. I did the same thing. I was offered Chris Paul State Farm Jordans. They were 7, and I took them.
Oh.
So, Juggy, Thank you, brother. Once again, give your joint because I know you about this hip hop stuff. So,
hey man, if you guys can, just follow me at DJ Juggy. You know, I'm about this hip hop shit. That's why I'm here, like the rest of you guys, man. And you know, respect to Destroy for doing this. Is a dope show, man. So you know, I'm gonna keep tuning in every day. I'm happy to be on, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yo,
what's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm gonna start some shit real quick.
Go.
Yo, why does J Electronica sound exactly like Killa Priest? Listen to this. I just did this with Killa Priest. Listen to this.
In white winters, my fall adventure. Baltic River, the dragon hiller. Massive vision, talking mirrors, made a force be with you. The last of the emperors. Live the dream like one screen lights flashing cinnamon. From a gas that's rich in blood.
Like, that's crazy.
No, but you're right. And I did see a post
I never
saying,
put that
wow,
together.
Killa Priest
and
dropped a new
I'm a
album?
huge fan. I'm a fan of J Elect, but I never put that together. They sound so much alike, and obviously Killa Priest is the original.
For sure. Hey, I want to give a shout out to DJ Kool Flash. She was mixing it up with another DJ earlier today. I was enjoying her live scratching, so you guys should definitely check out.
Yo, Seth's talking shit that these are not gems. I'll show you some gems, Seth. I'm gonna get you a toy for Christmas, bro. You talking shit?
Ooh.
I got some gems, man. You know what I didn't show off last time? There's actually a lot of shit. Well, first of all, I could show off new shit. Because, you know, if you don't have the quarantine cup, you ain't winning. You ain't really drinking. Yo, there was some shit I thought of after, like, damn, why didn't I show this? Why didn't I show this?
Yeah, no, believe me, a lot of people have sent me photos after, like, bro, we got to do a part 2.
Oh, I got a good one right here. I just have to look. Yo, this one right here is dope. So Red Rocks is one of the dopest venues in the United States in Denver.
Right.
So if you sell out the venue, they give you a piece of the venue. And Joey just left it, so I took it. But you know, I was on the turntables. But that's pretty dope.
That is very dope.
I actually have a bunch of random shit that Joey like left in venues, not even on purpose. What's that?
This is, I just noticed we got G-Bo the Pro in here, and this is a G-Bo the
Shout out
Pro
to G-Bo.
sticker for one of his cassettes that were classic back then. So once again, this is Show Off Your Gems. We got Static Selector showing us some missed opportunities from his first one. So this is uncut gems.
I got a lot though. Let me see. I started collecting cassettes again randomly.
Okay.
This is Rome Streets. That's dope. I got like 2015. It was a good year for cassettes. The Action Bronson album I produced the first 2 songs on.
Yes.
And you know this is a classic.
Yes.
Freddie Gibbs first joined a cassette. I think I showed this last time. You can never get a 2 played out with the purple tape. Original.
Beautiful.
Shout out to Vintage, Premium Vintage. They did a cassette of all the freestyles they did. So that's pretty
nice.
And then one of my most prized possessions, because I was so honored by it. Where is it? It's a cassette that a fan sent me of the night. It's here somewhere. The night that Griselda and Prodigy went off, like the famous Conway freestyle in Shade 45. The kid's like, yo, I record every week of your show on Show Off Radio and put it on cassette. So he sent me that one. That's here. Trying to find it. I need someone. Anyone want to make some money and come clean the studio? Holla at me. And nah, man, I'm going live at 10 o'clock.
Good.
I'm in here, like I said, I'm mixing this new Killa Priest shit's crazy, man. He came through.
Static Selector. I rise and fall like a bouncer ball. I rock a song on council, y'all. Battle rap, one round them all.
Did his thing.
All right, Static. Thank you so much.
Guitar, man. I got a monster guitar. You don't. Peace.
All right, we're gonna give another person a chance to come on right here, show off your gems. There you go. We're gonna go with Wise One, and let's go. Once again, show off your gems, the show where people show off their hip hop memorabilia and more. If you have What's up, young man?
All right, peace. What's going on, Destroy?
Life is great, brother. Thank you for tuning in. I see the back of you looks really dope. So you got something to take us on a ride with. Go.
All right, so we'll start off with some. It's the 19th anniversary of De La Soul's Dead, so we'll start there. So, had the pleasure to meet the Plugs a couple times. Host a hip hop mix show here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. My favorite group, so I got this made for me. One of my favorite quotes from Poss. All right, this is just a quick log. There's some light stuff.
No, that's beautiful. You know, you're making me smile. My hands are standing up. I'm loving it.
All right, this is just the setup. Of course, you go over here. There's the wax, the book collection. Got to shout out Babito. First pressing. I was lucky enough to host a Q&A for the Stretch and Bob movie. So, signed first edition.
Wow.
Where'd you get those? Of course, De La Soul is Dead, like I said. Big Prince fan, of course. Rest in peace. Got some cassettes.
Woo!
Got the De La Soul is Dead cassette. Still sealed. But the biggest thing is I had the pleasure to interview De La too for the radio show that I host.
Uh-huh.
And I showed them this bad boy, which none of them had ever seen. So this is a Canadian issue only De La Soul is Dead promo that has the comic book, the read-along storybook, with the little press kit, has the marketing plan. Just, you know how they were back in the day, just wild shit. And then it was from Tommy Boy, right? So you got the De La Soul is Dead album in the front, and then a sampler in the back with Black Sheep, Latifah, Salt Pepper, Paris. So the thing is, I actually have two of these. I came up on one of these like maybe 10 years ago, and then I interviewed them, and then I came up on another copy. And I was going to try to get it to Poss because he was like, I'd never seen that shit before.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see if that still happens. This is another little gem I got. Of course, Scene from Style Wars. This is one of 50. He does these on his website. So if you ever seen his shit, of course, he's a legend. And one thing that I always had growing up listening to hip hop is that, actually, sorry, let's do this real quick. I saw that Q Unique had the full collection. I got those too, but I still got the boxes.
Woo!
Still got that. This is a Hove jersey from when they opened Barclays. They sold these. Went to one of those shows. So that's a Hove.
Love
but
it.
like I was saying, growing up, you didn't get a lot of hip hop on jukeboxes. So when I was able to, I caught my own. And I filled this shit with just hip hop joints, classics. All 45s.
Oh my gosh.
Now this thing's from
gosh. Hit him with the heart,
1959.
He pulled out a jukebox with his own jukebox with hip hop 45s and all his own collection on there.
But yeah,
and then I gotta tell Q, you bodied him with the box to the Yo MTV card.
But if you look at the joints I got in here, hold up, just one sec. But yeah, I got like some Too Short in there, Scenario, Tribe Called Quest, Craig Mack, all on 45. Got this joint here. This is the Mary J. Block set. Rest in peace to Andre Harrell, of course. You guys have probably seen this joint, the MF Doom Doomsday box set. All 45s, the whole album.
Bro.
The beauty about this one, though, if you haven't seen these, it came with the Doom mask, 45 adapters.
Woo! Well, listen, bro. I know you're going to find more gems, and you have more gems that you didn't even get to show us. You are welcome to come on anytime as the timer is running out. This is
Yo, respect.
You got it. This is Show Up Your Gems. I'm Destroy. I love you.